What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. And in today's video we've got another kind of, I don't know what to say, I guess I could just say very lacking effort video idea. Welcome to the channel, subscribe. No, but I mean, realistically, what am I supposed to talk about right now? I was gonna do, and I still am gonna do, a UFC welterweight matchmaking video, but I had a family dinner and I've got work tomorrow early in the morning, so I didn't want to. Like, I knew that video would take me fucking 3 hours. Like, I know I can whip this shit up in half an hour, 45 minutes. I knew that video was going to take me way too long if I did it today. So I wanted to get my sleep, I wanted to get my 8 hours. So I'll be doing that maybe tomorrow or the day after. We got a week off anyway, so it's not like I'm in a rush to get videos out. And there's like an overabundance of videos that need to be all like made in a really short amount of time. But I'll get the videos pumping, I guess, coming up to the end of the year, and I'll get my recaps going once the year's over, and then I'll probably disappear for like a week or two. But in today's video, we are going to be discussing one ranking position per division, and also the pound for pound list that makes no sense, that is really stupid. I am the lead driver for the fact that the UFC rankings are retarded, they're terrible, they need to be overhauled and disbanded. And that's why following UFC 300, if you don't remember the backstory, if you're not a long time viewer on the channel, UFC 300, when Max Holloway knocked out Justin Gaethje in the final seconds after dominating the entire fight with probably the greatest knockout you'll ever see, and was ranked 2 spots behind him at lightweight. They kept Gaethje above Max at 155, and that was enough. That sparked it enough for me to be like, these rankings are awful. We need to find a way to give the people a say in these. Because even if a bunch of people are biased and they'll vote for their favorite fighter, etc., they don't do shit like that. Like, if their favorite fighter gets knocked the fuck out cold, they're not ranking them still above another person. So we were never at that level of delusion, even if you disagree with some of the rankings. So that's why I created the fan rankings, which I believe, although yes, I'm not denying they are a bit flawed, I don't think there is really a perfect ranking system. If you're letting more than one person contribute to the rankings, then the other person, or like no one person, is going to think the rankings are perfect unless it is literally their rankings exactly. So if I did my own rankings, they would be different to the fan rankings. But guess what? I don't influence the fan rankings. I might put up the polls like slightly differently, or like I might... The most I influence the fan rankings is just me putting the person that I want to be the highest at the top of the poll. But you can still vote for the other people. So like, that's why I think the fan rankings are better than these dumbass media journalists who have no fucking internal logic and have done a bunch of stupid shit. But yeah, in today's video, obviously, I'll get the yap intro out of the way. I've been talking for 3 minutes. Yeah, one ranking per division that's really stupid and needs to change. Anyway, let's get underway. So, flyweight, you already know, bro. There's 3 guarantees in life. Death, birth, death, taxes, I guess, unless you just go off the grid. And me hating on Amir Albazi, that's the 4th guarantee in life. You guys know I will mention Amir Albazi in a negative way any chance the video allows me to. Fuck this guy, bro. I hate Amir Albazi. If it wasn't just extremely cringe and like it would probably ruin my fucking image and just make me look like an absolute fool, because it would just be horrific to listen to. Like, I would dead ass consider making a diss track on this man. If I had musical ability, trust me, the diss track would be dropping. But yeah, you watching this video, yes, you, I'm speaking to you, not Ju Sang you, but you watching the video. We all hate Amir Bumsy, as I aptly named him, which is the accurate name for him. How the fuck is this man ranked number 4 at flyweight, bro? We've got so many people that are above him. Like, dead ass. Even if he beat Kai, like, I'm not even kidding. Even if he beat Kai and that was his one ranked win that he was riding off, like, that was a robbery. But like, let's just say for the sake of it, he cleanly beat Kai 3 rounds to 2 in fucking 2023. So like 2.5 years ago, hasn't won a fight since. All right. Pulled out of like every fucking chance, every fight he's got. We had to do Amir Albazi versus Hyung Sung Park as a fucking Apex main event because this motherfucker pulled out, bro. Alright, Tyra should be above him. He pulled out against Tyra. In my opinion, if you pull out of a fight against someone, you should they should take your spot in that circumstance. Right? Not crazy, but like that circumstance, yeah, get got. Taira should be above him. Manel Cap should be above him. Asura Wimbayev should be above him. Kyoji Horiguchi should be above him. Tim Elliott, objectively, has more relevant and recent wins. Steve Ercek. I mean, if he had actually beaten Kai Kara France, there you could say there's an argument, but still based on activity. I would say Charles Johnson should be ranked above him, you know. But now let's think about it logically, given that he clearly didn't beat Kai Kara France, and Kai's just been removed from the rankings because he's just decided to take a year off, because we, being Pantoja, we made this guy rethink his career, and he's taken a year off. So he's been removed. I've removed Kai from the fan rankings. I didn't put up a poll for it. I just think if there's a confirmed leave of absence, like, you can argue and be like, oh, but you have people that have been inactive for over a year. But like, if you're but like, that's because we're waiting, and it's like, all right, when do you take him out? Like, I've taken Colby out of welterweight. I've taken Ortega out of featherweight. You guys voted for those, by the way. That wasn't just me making the decisions. I put up polls for that. But if we've got a confirmed 1 year plus leave of absence, I'm okay with taking Kai out of the fan rankings. And I took Albazi out too. I didn't even let you guys vote on that. I know I said I didn't influence them, but yeah, my hatred for Amir Albazi overrides democratic procedure. Because fuck that guy. So, but like, yeah, there's no argument. He hasn't won a fight. He hasn't even, like, on paper won a fight in 2.5 years. He hasn't his fight before that was the year before in December against Alessandro Costa, who's coming off a loss, who's not even a relevant win at this stage. And his one ranked win, quote, is Kai, who's not even ranked anymore because he got removed. Get this man out of here, bro. Get this guy out of here. We're about to have Cap versus Roval on an Apex fight. Like, that's a better marketable fight. Also, just realize they have Moreno above Roval. Roval beat him the last time they fought. So, I mean, it's not egregious, but like, I would disagree with that ranking position. Other questionable spots at flyweight, I would say, I would have Charles Johnson a few spots above. Like, I'd have him above Taguir and Perez just based off recent form. Based off what he's been doing recently. Like, I know he lost Temerov. I don't know if I should take Temerov out. I might do a poll. I might do a poll for all three, actually, just in case, to put them back in. I'll do a poll for Kai, Albazi, and Temerov, if they should be taken out. Actually, I'm keeping Kai out, but I'll do a poll if it's for Albazi and Temerov. Just because Temerov apparently popped, but he does have the win over Charles, which he didn't pop on that fight. So, like, I mean, maybe he was still popping, he was still injecting before then, but, you know. But yeah, Amir Albazi, get out of here, bro. Pack it up. You're not even booked to fight, you pulled out of another fight, like, just get lost. Anyway, let's move on. Henry Cejudo. Yeah, I don't know, like, you haven't won a fight since, like, 2020. He took 2.5 years off or whatever, 3 years off, came back, fought Aljo, lost, took 7 months off or whatever, fought Marab, lost, took a year off, fought Song Yadong, lost. It's just kind of hard to argue that he should be ranked. Like, Ayman Zahabi being 7 is, like, kind of disgraceful, but it's because he beat Cheeto. Like, Cheeto shouldn't really be 7, but you can at least kind of justify it based off, like, the Rob Font win, I guess. But yeah, like, Ayman Zahabi being ranked 7 is less of like a knock on the rankings and being terrible, but more of just like a knock on bantamweight being awful. Like, how the hell did you let this guy get to number 7 in the rankings? But Henry Cejudo, yeah, like, I know, okay, it was close with Aljo, it was close with Marab, it was kind of close with Cejudo when he got eye poked, with Song, sorry, and he got eye poked. But still, it's like, you can't just kind of close max your way with 3 wins in the last, like, 3 years. He's going to fight Talbot anyway, and that's done, so it won't really matter. He'll be out of there. But, you know, we'll see. Anyway, look, I mean, if he wins, would it shock me if he's like, I want to fight O'Malley, guys. Give me the title shot, guys. Like, would that shock me? No, but I think it'll be done. So it won't really matter, but just for now, it's kind of like, dude, why? You have no wins over currently signed UFC fighters, I'm pretty sure. Is that right? I need to confirm that. Does he have a win over a signed UFC fighter right now? Because that's crazy if not. Henry Cejudo. I'm trying to think. I don't think he would he? Because it's the Cruz win, who's officially retired. The Marais win, TJ Dillashaw win, again, retired. DJ win, retired. Pettis, another promotion. Hayes, he's out of there. Benavidez, Benavidez beat him, sorry. 2015, Juicio Formiga, Chris Carriasso, No, he does not have a win over a currently signed UFC fighter. In my opinion, that's reasonable. That's a reasonable benchmark to indicate that you shouldn't be ranked if you don't have a single win over someone currently employed on the roster. I feel like, let me know in the comments, is that valid? Anyway, let's move on. Yair Rodriguez, bro. I don't know what's going on with this man. He fights like once every 8 months. He demands title shots after beating fucking Patricio Pitbull. And he's ranked number 3. With a loss. He's been not just lost. My man has been finished by Brian Ortega. Within a 2-year span. Last February, he was submitted by Brian Ortega in the 3rd round. I cannot justify you being ranked top 5, let alone top 3, with that on your resume. It's disgraceful. And if we're actually looking at his fucking resume, Yair Rodriguez, let's take a look. It's like, first of all, let's look at the UFC rankings as well, to see who should clearly be above him. But like, cool, you beat Pitbull by decision. Alright, nice. Ortega loss. Volk loss. You beat Emmett. Emmett's starting to lose a bunch now. The win over Ortega before that doesn't really count. You got whooped up by Max. And then it's a Jeremy Stevens win. So, if we actually are looking at it right now, you have 2... If we're not counting the Ortega win, you have... Because it basically was a no contest and he went on to lose. You have... Okay, if we're excluding the Dan Hooker win from fucking 2015 at featherweight, you have an Andre Fili win. You have a Josh Emmett win, and you have a Patricio Pitbull win. Those are your ranked wins, and you're ranked number... Those are your... Sorry, not ranked. Those are your employed wins. And that's your resume, and you're number 3. So, Murphy should be above him. Aljo should be above him. Allen should be above him. I would put Zalal above him. I would say it's reasonable to have him at 7. Ahead of Steve Garcia. You have him ahead of Ortega just because Ortega's gone on to lose a bunch. So, like, okay, you can do that. But, like, I mean, is there an argument to have Garcia above him? Sure, but I would say 7. I'd put Zalal above him based off the Emmett submission. The Emmett submission and the Cater win as well. And the good win streak since coming back to the UFC. But, like, yeah, okay, you have win over number 12 Pitbull and number 10 Emmett. And a loss to number 9 Ortega. So, like... Given that Ortega's lost a bunch and shouldn't really be a featherweight still, I think it's reasonable to have him at like number 7, number 8. So yeah, Yair, no idea how he's number 3. Absolutely fucking disgraceful. Anyway, let's move on. You see it on the thumbnail, Paddy Pimblett, my brother. How the fuck is this guy ranked number 5 at lightweight, dude? I'm sorry, I know people are gonna... Like, the argument... Paddy being number 5 at lightweight, this man is peak cockroach maxing, dude. He's literally climbing the rankings of lightweight via fighting once every 8 months and just everyone else losing. It's unbelievable how he's managed to just cockroach his way up the rankings by beating the resume. Let's list off this man's fucking generational, incredible resume. I still don't understand why Bedtime glazes this guy, bro. Alright, so UFC wins. Luigi Vendramini, not signed. Rodrigo Vargas, not signed. Jordan Levitt, doing his thing outside the rankings, Jared Gordon, just lost to Rafa Garcia. He didn't win that fight, by the way. It was a robbery. Paddy beating him, shouldn't have happened. Tony Ferguson, just broke his 8-fight losing streak in Misfits with a win over Salt Pappy. Robert Green, by Triangle in 2024, July. And then April, Michael Chandler. So, like this man has fought December 22, December 23. Love a year layoff. He hurt himself. That's fine. Cheeky 8 months-ish. Cheeky 7-8 months to fight Bobby Green. And then again, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. And then another cheeky 9 months off to fight Michael Chandler, where you're again about to be on a 9, 10, 11 month layoff depending on when that Ilya fight gets made, and you're probably getting a title shot because he's mad. They've swindled him to number 5 in the division. Michael Chandler, by the way, if we're looking at how this man's wins have aged, Michael Chandler, who is presently on a 3-fight losing streak, losing 5 of his last 6. You know, that's Michael Chandler. That is his best win. That is his claim to being number 5. Bobby Green, Robert Green, King Green. No one's calling him King. Robert Green, who is also 1-3 in his last 4. You know, love that. So we got 1-5 in his last 6. 1-3 in his last 4. Tony Ferguson, I don't even need to tell you. And then Jared Gordon is honestly his most respectable quote win. If he'd actually beat Jared Gordon, that would arguably be his best win. And mind you, Jared Gordon is 3-4 in his last 7. So he does not have a win over a single opponent who is positive, who has a positive record in like their last 5-6 fights. I'm not extending that combination of numbers. Jordan Levitt, let's take a look at him, just in case we can just... Jordan Levitt's 2-2 in his last 4, love that. I'm taking the piss, got subbed by fucking Chase Hooper, I'm sorry, bro, yeah, that's what we're looking at here. So there is not, I know, and I saw Bedtime tweet about this being like, oh, but Shavkat deserved to be ranked here or whatever, and I'm just like, well, at the time, Jeff Neal and Wonderboy and Neil Magny were better divisional wins than Michael fucking Chandler, who's 38 and washed, 8-fight losing streak Tony Ferguson, and Bobby Green, who only got ranked from a fluke KO over Grant Dawson. Zero argument. Now, he's cockroach maxed his way to the top 5 because, let me tell you, I think he was 9 when he beat Chandler or something like that. And so, who should be above him? In my, Dan Hooker should be above him still despite the loss based off resume. Gamrot, BSD, Fiziev. All of those guys, even Moicano has an argument, but I can allow that. Beneil, based off the recent losses, I can be okay, you can be ahead of him, but he should be 10. He should be number 10 behind Dan Hooker, Mateusz Gamrot, BSD, Fiziev, and Moicano. Maybe, 4. So behind them 4, he should be 9 or 10. Yeah. So no idea how he's number 5, and it just works because it's ugly to give number 9 or number 10 a title shot. When Erceg got the shot against Pantoja, they're like, yuck. Why is number 10 getting a title shot? Or when Khalil got it, they're like, oh, number 8, privileged. I guarantee you, on paper, to these dumbass casuals, they wouldn't have cared if Khalil was number 4. If they just said, oh, magically Khalil's number 4. Because they don't do it in one bang like that. They just move him up every 3 or 4 rankings updates, once a month. Genuinely, once a month since April, they've moved him up a spot. It wouldn't surprise me if they just happened to fucking move him above Gaethje at this point. So great stuff for Paddy Pimblett. I respect the level of cockroach fraudulent career maxing his way to a title shot. Big things for Paddy. Anyway, let's move on. Now the thing is, if you notice my channel, I hate on fighters who are relevant-ish enough to hate or still causing a bit of a nuisance in the division. I kind of just don't care about Colby anymore because everyone's woke. Even the longest standing Colby Glazers who was still trying to hold on to any fucking semblance of this guy being relevant or talented or a factor in this division, and anytime he just talks, people, we're past the days of Colby speaking, making headlines, which makes me so glad because I despise Colby. I've hated him for so long. The cringest, fakest, fucking most leechy personality change up I've ever seen before. I never understood why people liked him. Just the most disingenuous, fucking obviously fraudulent person I've ever seen in my life. Colby Covington, that man there. So that I've always hated him and never liked him. People still did I think Guru, Bedtime, them kind of guys had a thing for him at some point. I don't know. I just don't get it. One of my mates as well liked him, and he was big rooting for him against Leon. I can understand rooting for him against fucking Leon because it's Leon, but it's fucking Colby, dude. I don't. So, it's made me so glad. When this guy was doing his Ian Gary can have 3 stipulations to fight me, Layla, this, Layla, and I'm just dude, you're not relevant. Shut up. Stop talking. You're not. Ian Gary is a bigger name in the division than you right now. Stop speaking. Colby Covington, straight fucking bum. It pissed me off. I like submission radio, but it pissed me off when these guys would do interviews. Honestly, I'm kind of glad that that Casper guy left and it's just Dennis now, because now he actually does like good content. Because like before that, it was just like rinse and repeat interviews with like the same like 4 people, and we would get like 12 Colby interviews in the space of like 4 months when he hasn't fought. Like this was after the Leon fight. They're still fucking interviewing this guy. I'm like, dude, he's not relevant. But now the stuff they do is actually good. The submission radio guy, Dennis, I've actually messaged him. He's chill. But like, yeah, he gets like Jed, he gets like a few of these guys like Aaron Ronstedt. Like, it's a good conversation. Like, it's a good thing to listen to. It's chill. Like whether you like some of those guys or not, like I don't know. It's just the concept of like having like different people on every week for like the post fight, like the next day after show, or the card review, the card previews. Like it's fun to watch. But yeah, Colby Covington, he's past the point of relevancy anymore, but he just shouldn't be ranked. Like Masvidal in 2022 being your only winner over someone on the roster, it's just not going to do it for me. That's just not going to deserve a top 15 spot, in my opinion, when there's like Magnies outside the rankings, Joel Alvarez, Kevin Holland, D-Rod, Renat, all these guys. Could list a bunch more. Like, there's so many guys who should be ranked above him based off just relevance. So yeah, Colby can get out of here. Anyway, let's move on. Middleweight is probably the division that I have the least complaints with, if I'm being honest. So I'm going to say Marvin Vettori, again, just based off my logic of, like, if you haven't won in, like, 3 years, like, I just can't get around you still being ranked. Like, I think that's just a thing. Like, Rakic objectively shouldn't be ranked, but light heavyweight's just so weak that you kind of can't make an argument. Like, okay, it's like, okay, you can remove Rakic because he hasn't won in 3 years, or 4 years, whatever, like, a while. But who do you put in his place? Like fucking Umar Sy or like Dustin Jacoby. Like there's a difference in that compared to like welterweight or like bantamweight or featherweight, where there's actually guys who are deserving spots. So like if you want, and I've put up polls to remove Rakic and you guys said no. So we'll keep Rakic for now. But Colby is just irrelevant and showing no. And at least like I know it's a little bit different if it's like you're really, really inactive, you fight once every year, and you're losing those fights, compared to Rakic, who it's like, he's fought Yuri, was beating him up, closest fight with Ankalaev, and then obviously the chin by Mezikhanov was a bad look. But again, if you guys had voted for it, I would have removed him. There was nothing stopping you from doing that. But Colby, Vettori, I should say, sorry. The only, like, if we're looking, like, Dricus and Mavov, like, that's reasonable. I like there's an argument based off resume to put him out of fire, but I get it, it's fine. Strickland, that's just if you're kind of being contrarian. Strickland at 3, Fluffy at 4, Allen at 5 makes sense. Izzy at 6. Like there's an argument again with Izzy not having the wins. Like there's an argument Baralio should be lower. Like his best win's Jared Cannonier. So like there's an argument to have RDR and Whitaker above him. I could understand that. But, like, there's no real, like, Delizzi's got the win over Vettori, so at least he can kind of remain a bit... But, like, Vittori's win over Costa is the only kind of thing holding him in, I guess. But, like, I'd put Pfeiffer above him. Like, I know they're about to fight, but, like, I'd still put Bruno Ferreira above him just based off recent thing. Like, Robocop should be above him. So, yeah, I don't know, Vettori, it's just kind of like you haven't really done anything. Anyway, let's move on. Next up, Jamal Hill. So I'm just low-key hating. Again, you could put Rakic, but again, it's kind of just like, if we're looking at light heavyweight, Rakic is number 10. He's ahead of Guskov, so like you could put Guskov above him. I guess you could maybe put Johnny Walker above him. Like, Krylov's in the same boat, again, inactivity and lost his last 2 being chin, so like, you can still have Rakic. And then it's like Zhang Mingyang, Alonzo Menefield. Like, is anyone really trying to argue Alonzo Menefield should be above Rakic? Because, like, he won a fight over fucking Umar Sy in Atlanta on a fight night card. Like, it's just irrelevant. So, like, I could say Rakic, but Jamal Hill at number 6. Like, Mirzakhanov should be above him. Ozdemir should be above him, in my opinion. Guskov honestly has a case for it. I'm kind of joking with that, but, like, yeah, Mirzakhanov, even Reyes, based off the pre-Olberg loss resume. But apart from that, like, there's nothing crazy to complain about. Like, we haven't really, like, Blachowicz hasn't won, so you can't really put it, like, I might say Khalil above Blachowicz, but, like, Blachowicz needs to kind of win a fight, so, and then other than that, there's not really any complaints. I guess you could just say Zhang Mingyang, does he deserve to be ranked for beating Anthony Smith? Like, probably not, but that's about it at 205. Anyway, let's move on. Heavyweight division title Ivasa. I saw a picture of this guy on his IG story. He's losing weight. He might be below 400 pounds, guys. Like, he might be. Apparently, he's got a fight booked. I don't know who he's going to fight. We'll see what happens. Like, it'll probably be fucking Derek Lewis rematch or some shit. Who knows? Maybe Volta Walker. No, I think Volta Walker's injured. But, like, he'll probably be fighting some bum. They'll probably give him some unranked guy, to be honest. Just easy layup, KO to get a highlight in show. I mean, you can't really say anything's a layup with Taito Ivasa, because I just can't try. I might just default to pick against him in his next fight based on just like, I can't trust this guy. Because like, I already know some people will be like, oh, but he's locked in, he's training in an actual MMA gym. Like, unbelievable that that's a potential like development that might lead people to pick Ty in his next fight. The fact that he's got out of Planet Fitness for his camps and training with actual MMA fighters. But yeah, you just cut 5-fight losing streak, haven't won since 2021. Yeah, let's just pack it up, bro. Pack it up. Anyway, let's move on. Next up, Khamzat Chimaev. Now we're on to the pound-for-pound list, by the way. We didn't clock that already. Khamzat being above Pantoja. Unacceptable. Now, is there an argument that he should also even be lower than that? Potentially. I would say there's an argument that Pereira should be above him based off title resume before losing to Ankalaev. I think there's an argument that Volk should be above him. You can't really go lower than that. Like, you could. So I think undoubtedly Pantoja's above him. He's got 4 title defenses, and Khamzat just won the belt. And okay, you have an Usman win on 10 days' notice. You have a Whittaker win, which hasn't aged well at all, and you beat DDP. That's your best win, all right? DDP shouldn't have been above Pantoja to begin with. So if you're being like, oh, you take the spot of the guy on the pound for pound list who you beat, I disagree 100%. I think that's like you reset. It's not just the regular rank contender rankings. The pound for pound should be a championship resume ranker, basically. It should just be like an accomplishments resume based like ordering. Because like, that's a fair assessment. Like, the definition of pound for pound is like who's the best if weight classes didn't exist. In which case, like, lighter weight class skill, you know. And then you're just going off skill, so that's when that's when Lucas jumps in and gets PDR in his 3 spot, you know. Like he's got him at 9 on the GOAT list, you know. But it's based off accomplishments and championship resume. So like, I think the top 8 should just default to being the champions. Like, there's rarely a case where I think there should be a non-champion. Like when Volk lost to Ilya, I would have had him above Aspinall. Personally, like, I think that's reasonable, and it kind of depends who you're losing to. Like, if you lose the belt in dominant, one-sided decision fashion, you can drop him down. Like, if you get caught after a long reign, like, and you're still one of the GOATs, like, I would put him above. But you know, cases, scenarios, it can work out. But in most cases, I think the top 8 should just be the champions, and I agree with most of the top 8. Aspinall is the least accomplished champion right now. This is where I kind of disagree. It's like, I think if you're going off total, like, okay, Volk should be higher based off like his whole career, but it's not like a GOAT list resume. Like, if it was a GOAT list resume, it's Islam, Volk, Ilya, Merab, Pantoja, or Merab, Pereira, Pantoja, interchange Merab and Pereira. Like, then it's different, and then Khamzat and Aspinall down the bottom. But based off resume, I don't believe Khamzat should be above Pantoja 100%. I think there's a very strong case to put Pereira above him, but I can be persuaded. I think there's a strong case to have Volk above Pereira and Khamzat, given what we've seen him do, just defying. I know there's the recent losses, but like, if your recent losses are to number 1 and 2 pound for pound, I'm okay with you being number 5. Like, that's reasonable to me, especially seeing how he's looked. I know Volk hasn't been the most active recently, but like, especially if he goes out there and gets another title defense, if he beats a Movzar or a Lerone Murphy, or God forbid a fucking Yair or a Lopez in a rematch, which shouldn't happen, but I'm concerned. If he wins a fight there, like, I'd say he's like 5 for sure, because you'd still kind of think like Islam, Ilya, Merab, Pantoja, assuming he beats Van. Like, if Merab and Pantoja both defend their belts, there's going to be a real conversation about who should be highest. Like, it's going to be 5 defenses versus 4 defenses versus 4 defenses and a double champ versus double champ, but the wins are crazy. Like, there'd be an argument, honestly, that Ilya's 4th if out of those 4, if Pantoja and Merab both win their fights. But my main contention here is Khamzat. I don't think he should be 100% above Pantoja. That should not be the case at all. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe. Follow the IG, the Twitter, Left Lane MMA. can watch me cook random fucking bot accounts who are probably based in India on Twitter every day, and we'll rack up more blocks as well. I've been getting blocked by a few guys. I need to get back into the game though. Anyway, guys, drop more video ideas as well so I can keep giving you content. And goodbye.